No, I don't want to do this. I'm not interested in hearing you.
I thought we were done.
I was done. I'm down at the control. I'm doing my thing, and I hear Gary blabbing about it more, so I have to say something. Gary, you're the executive producer. Your job is to deal with Howard and listen to what Howard's doing and deal with the show.
And you're the director. You miss
fell
a minute.
asleep. All I've done is given what has been, proven to me through 17 years of this show. If you have a tape like that, you give it. And
so if hold on a second, hold on.
If
Doug falls asleep during the show, will you turn the camera around on him and give it to Howard? Never. You guys are like the fucking blue wall of silence. You're all about each other.
You fell asleep. All I might have done is done something on a personal thing, look at a website or even work on a website
Dude,
for 2
I've
minutes.
seen you fucking design the website for the goddamn video cast. Now it's out. Now it's fucking out. I have walked in and watched you designing the fucking website for the video cast.
How long does that take?
What does it matter?
I can
you want to go
certainly learn
toe-to-toe?
2 things.
What I did was bad, or what you do is bad.
I also
it is.
I do a lot of the graphics on a show, so one could make the leap that says I'm learning from my craft.
One moron could make that leap.
Would you have turned in that tape if it was Will? If Will was caught sleeping?
I would have fought harder not to.
Or would you have told? Would you
should fight harder for me.
Would you have given Will a heads up on it? Like, would you have done something else besides?
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Then that means, you know what, Scott? That does tell me that it's about me.
You do have. I've seen footage of stuff that Gary's done before that you've decided not to air that has been in his office.
Like what?
Well, a couple games of solitaire every once in a while.
Well, that's not.
I don't know that.
That's not true because I could tell you. The only reason I know that's not true is because they can't get that from that camera.
Scott's lying.
That camera's not on my.
What? Do you know something, Jason?
I know something. I've seen it.
What?
What?
Wait,
I know.
Everyone here is like beating around the bush. What are you guys
beat around
talking?
the bush.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
Jason, what are you talking about?
Everyone's shaking their head no, so all right, fine. I won't say it, but Scott or somebody back there
Listen, I have
has a
nothing to
montage
do.
of Gary doing some things in his office. I'll leave it at that.
If you know that there's something out there, which you clearly do,
Well, wait a
because you
minute.
can't stop laughing.
Then
you
isn't
should-
he responsible? Then
No.
Will knew that
No.
it. Will's the first. Will's the one telling you
You
about
are the
it.
lowest
He's the
form
only
of
one who
fucking
said
human.
he saw something.
You're so
and yet
low.
I'm the guy.
You're so
How
disgusting.
is it towards me?
You're a lowlife.
We said
You're the lowest of the low. You really
Jason.
are. How could you have no integrity? You're soulless.
I don't even know what we're talking about right
I know
now.
what we're talking about. You're fucking
What?
soulless.
What did you do?
I don't know. I don't know
Well,
what it is,
then?
but it wouldn't matter. If I'm picking my nose, cutting my nails, it doesn't matter what the fuck I'm doing because you're a soulless shit that would let people spread it around.
Well, a lot of fireworks. I was getting emails from Gary. I was getting emails from Scott DePace. It's just blowing up out of proportion, and I got to now deal with it.
What?
Well, it's just blowing up out of proportion. People's feelings are getting hurt.
So, blood is being let now.
Yeah. So, forget it. But I've been brought into it. Burson, you're on the air in Alberta, Canada. Good morning. Welcome to the show. I believe this man is calling live from the Gulf of Mexico. You can hear the waves behind him.
He's
He is
trying to
cleaning.
get the oil out of the water.
He is cleaning a pelican as we speak.
Well, I think he's working that vacuum that
Kevin Costner
Kevin
developed.
Costner developed.
Absolutely, Rob. I wasn't allowed to say it, but now that you've blown the lid off it, the noise you hear is the actual vacuum that Kevin Costner's brother developed, and he is now pumping oil out of the Gulf as we speak.
Thank you.
Yes, Person. How's the vacuuming going?
Oh, it's great. Sorry about the phone, first off.
Yes.
I love the show, and the best of the week shouldn't be your guys' show. It should be the wrap-up show, because that is the most amazing thing happening right now, because even Will, I congratulate Will for bringing it back to a head, bringing up some infamous tape that's out there, and that should be...
Yeah, well, that's what Gary called me about, and I can't blame him for being upset. You know...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He can be upset all he wants. It's impossible to do his job and keep private things private when he's got a camera on him and that he doesn't know that people are taping. And
Yeah, no, it's good radio. All right, Burson, thank you.
Yep.
That's Burson driving truck up in Alberta, but, you know, the connection not so great.
No.
Anyway, let me tackle one topic at a time. I'm all over the place. Yeah, the wrap-up show has gotten very heated up, and, you know, I don't even know how to resolve it at this point, other than I said to Gary, enough then, so change the topic. If you guys keep talking and going over it and over and over it.
But new details keep coming
Well,
out.
that's right. That's right. They do.
More offenses or betrayals.
You don't even know. So I get an email from Scott DePace, who's now upset.
He's upset.
During the wrap-up show yesterday, now I understand. I didn't even know what Scott was really telling me. He sent me a picture of the radio while they were discussing it. Scott goes, Jason put up a poll whether or not Scott sucks.
Oh.
Now, I didn't know what he meant by a poll. I thought he was...
That's not it at all.
Yeah, what is it? I don't even know what you were complaining about.
The PDT is what on your radio it says.
Yeah, but someone took a poll.
Well, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
But that's what you wrote me.
No, what I said was, shouldn't it be up to the audience to decide whether I suck or not? Jason wrote up DePace sucks as the PDT.
Oh.
Yes, okay, all right, now I understand. Now I'm starting. I didn't listen. I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
And Howard, that was during the regular show, not during the wrap-up show.
Right.
And now they're telling me the replay.
Okay. Well, I happen to agree with Scott that, to put up DePace sucks is an editorial comment from... Did you put a question mark next to DePace sucks, or did you...
No, but it also wasn't an editorial comment. I mean,
it seemed editorial.
First of all, the thing was DePace sucks while Gary sleeps. And it was just... I went back and reread that section of the log, and the whole crust of the conversation was everyone in this studio telling DePace that he sucked. So that's how I put it up. I mean, I've been doing this for 4.5 years. No one's complained once, and Tim signs off on all of this.
Well, my wife sees it on the radio. She says, "What is this that you suck?" And I go, "You know what? That's right. What the hell is that?"
Well, if you had called me, I could have explained it to you.
Sleeping, not about me sucking. What the?
That was the crux of the conversation. It was not editorial.
But I know you and Scott don't get along, and you always tweak them. It seemed like it was an editorial comment. I mean,
if it was, I'd love tweaking Scott. I mean, I pat myself on the back. Originally, I wrote Scott.
Put that on your show, Jason, not on Howard.
I originally wrote DePace is a moron. Gary sleeps, and I thought that was too harsh, so I changed it to sucks. I sent again. Everybody signs off on this. I don't just put up the PDT without running it by Tim and other people here. And
all right. Well, it did come off in a wrong way because it seems like you guys have had your thing, and then it seemed like you were saying DePace sucks.
Oh, well, it was
as the guy who editorializes.
I only say DePace sucks on the air.
Right, but you said it on the PDT. So anyway,
it wasn't coming from me personally, but okay, I see what you're saying. Right. I see what Scott's saying.
Got it. So anyway, I get that email last night. So I said, I wrote back to Scott, well, that does seem like you're right. It shouldn't say DePace sucks. I'll talk to Gary and Tim about it and find out. I don't even know how. I didn't even know who did what. I didn't know the PDT. I thought he meant on the website they were taking a poll. I don't know what he meant.
Right. But he's throwing it up to a poll. Okay?
Right. It seemed to me that he was correct, Scott. He's having an argument with Gary. And Jason to write DePace sucks or Scott sucks
doesn't describe the action.
Right. It's more of a comment. So anyway, I was dealing with that, and I said I'll have to find out and get to the bottom of this. I don't. And then Gary wrote me back and just said he was more furious with Scott than ever, and he could give a shit what they write on the PDT about Scott.
He didn't even care about
it. He did. Tim never wrote me back. I just heard from Gary.
Tim's keeping his head down.
So I went, well, I don't have an ally there. I mean, I'm trying to straighten this thing out.
Nobody's helping you there.
Nobody's helping me there. So his point of view was that evidently Scott, this camera that they had on Gary, has been something that has been ongoing for years. And it might be that Scott DePace then had to go on the wrap-up show. He told me he wasn't going on the wrap-up show anymore. Next thing I know, he's in there.
He can't stay out of there.
No, he's his own worst enemy. Well, he does.
I can't sit back and let them talk about me like that.
You like it.
It's so frustrating to hear them saying this crap that's just not true.
Well, you told me you weren't going in there.
And I hate it. I hate that I do, but I can't sit back.
Well, anyway, so he can't sit back. Next thing I know, he's in there. And the two of them are going at it again. And then DePace, in another brilliant move, tells Gary that they've had a reel of stuff about Gary, and they've witnessed many private moments of Gary's, and that they all sit and look at it.
They talked about private moments that they've witnessed. And again, when he was saying it on the air yesterday, I'm thinking to myself, my God, any human would have turned off the camera because that's not for you guys to see, and the camera shouldn't be in there. And instead, they're sitting there and watching stuff that they know
they shouldn't be looking at.
Why did you admit that?
Can I explain this?
Why did you admit that?
I'll tell you what happened.
You got caught up
I'll
again.
tell you what
no,
happened.
I heard what happened.
No, well, you just got it wrong, what you said.
I just listened to it.
There is no reel that I know of that I've ever seen in my life. On the life of my kids.
But Scott, what about the stuff where you talked about how our agent came in? And
Exactly. Now let me get to that, Gary. Okay, first of all, I want to point out to everyone there is no audio in that room. We have no audio. So all it is a camera we're talking about. That's first of all. Second of all, a live camera, it's on all the time.
Right.
I have a monitor as well as monitors for all the cameras in here.
Right.
Now, on that particular day, your agent had went into Gary's office. I saw that. Someone else pointed it out as well. I said, you know what, guys, we can't be looking at that. And I shut the monitor off.
Right.
And that was that. So all in all, I saw Don was here in the building. That was it.
Right.
And I could have saw that if I saw him in the hall.
But you saw him in my office, and why would you bring that up to hold over my head yesterday?
I did not bring it up to... Hold on.
Scott said, hey, Gary, I've seen a lot of things that I haven't talked about on the air.
No, that's not what I was talking about.
That's what you did say. I just listened to the clip.
What I was talking about is Doug said that he didn't know that this deal existed between Gary and I, and I'm saying that's bullshit. And I was using that as an example to show how Doug said we can't, look at that or whatever.
So anyway, this thing is going on and on and on. So I said to Gary this morning, why don't you just drop the topic? It's enough already. And he said, no, he recognizes that. I don't know. What did you say? I don't even remember what you said.
You can't just drop the topic because it looks bad to the audience. I can talk. Listen, it's not talking about it that's bothering me. It's the fact that it happened. And so it'll just die the way, it'll just go its natural death. For us to just stop talking about it wouldn't be the way we do the show.
But
Well, I
Gary, so
agree.
that you know, man, I never had anything to do with making a display of your camera. I never showed anyone anything. I don't have anything to do with this. And for you to put the anger at me is just bullshit. It's a live camera. There's a monitor in front of me. For me not to have seen it, what do you want me to do? Somehow put a block in my eye that shows that monitor?
You didn't mention yesterday that you shut it off. That's a new wrinkle that you slept on.
Fine. Whatever, man. It's the truth. So,
I don't know what's the truth from you anymore. That's the truth from me.
Of course, from me, but everyone else, the truth is exactly like it is, right? You trust everyone but me. You've got misplaced anger is what you have.
Thanks to you, you've managed to take your good friend Doug Goodstein down with you, because, I'm mad at him now, too, but you worked really hard to get there. So
what did Will do? How about Will bringing it up yesterday? Why would Will bring that up? Will brought this whole other thing up.
I can't deal with you because you're not a responsible person. You don't,
yeah. Because I'm not going to take the whole ship. I'm not going to... Dude, it's not me.
You won't take... Of course, nothing's you. You won't take any portion of it. Don't pull me into an office ever again, you piece of shit.
Yeah. I don't want to be in an office with you piece of shit.
You pull me in and you go...
To try to make up for this stuff.
All you wanted to do was, again, explain to me how it's not your fault. My anger's misdirected. Could I please forgive you so you can feel better about yourself?
From day one, Gary, I've accepted my piece of this. And that's it. I'm not accepting all of it, what you want me to do.
Let's do an audience poll and see if they think you've accepted it.
Dude, all the polls that I've seen, by the way, are on my side. So whatever, take a poll, whatever you want.
What polls?
There's a couple that I've been informed of on Stern Fan Network that are on my side. Whatever, man.
There is a CNN poll going on. Wolf Blitzer. Wolf Blitzer took one last night. I saw that. Well, look, anyway...
The camera's gone. If Gary would accept...
You know what? Here's the deal. It's gone forever now, so don't bother with the box.
Okay.
There's no obligation on my end to have a camera on me.
Okay, sure.
That was
saves us $1,500.
What $1,500?
I was going to have to buy a box. And by the way, there is no box here. It's gone. It's missing.
I don't even know what anyone's saying.
I don't either.
There's a device that will allow... When Gary hits his mic to you, it would trigger his camera so that we then could see it for a certain amount of time. And that device was made, wasn't ever hooked up. That's why this whole problem happened.
Yeah, well,
now
that's easy to hook up, and that's what you should have on.
Yeah, well, we need to buy a box, and
so buy the box.
And that's what you should have done 4 years ago.
That's right. And I told Gary, you shouldn't allow that. If he had come to me, I would have said, they can buy a box and do it the right way. You shouldn't have a camera on you 24 hours a day. I wouldn't allow that on me. I go in my office, you should see what I'm doing in there. Picking my ass, pick my nose, sleeping. I sleep nonstop back there. I put in an hour yesterday of work back there sleeping.
But there could easily be a tape of
Yeah.
everything that goes on in here because these cameras are never off.
By the way, Gary, a lot of the interns are very loud lately when I'm sleeping.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a lot of giggling.
I'll make a note of that.
A lot of laughing women back there. First, I thought it was you laughing because you usually have a loud laugh.
I wasn't
but it
back
wasn't you. I was coming out and looking for you, and then I saw you weren't there. It wasn't you. I said, I said to JD, who is that laughing? Who is doing Robin's laugh?
Oh.
And JD said, no, it's some of the girls are having fun. So no fun around here.
That's right. Let's put a stop to that.
Right. No more fun. When I leave, there should be fun. It's just I'm very sensitive about a woman's laugh. Whenever I hear a woman's laugh, I assume they're laughing at me. All right? It triggers something.
Reminds you.
Reminds me of my earlier days.
Your adolescence.
Yeah. I left here yesterday. That was going on. And when I got stuck, I got a note from Scott. And he wants the PDT fixed.
Look, it was just something my wife called me and said, what is this on here? You suck. And I go, I have no idea. And I turned
so
my
I
radio
said to
on,
Gary,
it was
what's
on.
going on with it? He didn't want it. He was happy.
Yeah. Well, that's why. And Howard, normally I wouldn't have even went to you, but I realized he wasn't going to be my friend in this, so I had to just.
No way. Forget it, friend.
Let's be honest. I didn't say anything about the PDT.
No, you didn't.
I just said I'm so furious. I didn't say good or bad or otherwise.
That's true. That is right. I just knew Gary was the wrong guy to discuss it with.
Well, what did we do about this? Now, I mean, I guess it has to work itself out because these two are angry with each other.
I'm not mad with Gary.
Hold it. I was talking to Howard.
Sorry, Robin. The last thing I wanted someone else to not like me now.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to do.
We won't be able to see Gary anymore when we're talking to him.
No, we'll see Gary, but he's got to put the box in.
No,
Am I
he
right?
said he doesn't want a box.
Oh, you don't want a box, Gary?
I don't think so, Howard. I mean, unless you say you really need it.
I don't see how you're going to do the TV show if I can't see Gary. In other words, then he's got to walk in here each time?
I want to have the ability to turn it on and shut it off.
Well, that's the box.
And shut it off as well.
Oh. But you don't want that because what if you forget to shut it off and then we're back in the same boat?
Or forget to turn it on.
That's right. That's why a timer always worked well.
You want an automatic turn off.
We had a 5-minute timer.
Let's make it a 3-minute timer. Okay?
Whatever you want, Gary.
Well, why don't you just make it like a 10-second timer after he hits the button off?
A lot of times, if he's not talking to you and you're still talking about him, I want to see him.
So, all right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2-minute timer.
Okay, that'll be restrictive.
Why don't you just make a box that if he takes a nap, it automatically shuts off?
Best solution.
A nap switch.
Yeah.
Napster.
And, I think also Gary's upset that people's perception might be that he sleeps back there all the time. He fell asleep one time in 40 years.
Right.
It's not,
I've never seen that. And that's another thing, too.
That's right. Actually, you can come to his aid on this. Have you ever seen another instance where he slept?
I don't know that there's even another example of something that I've seen. I've never even seen him pick his nose. So I don't know why this is, Gary...
Because he feels people's perception of him will be that he's a guy who sleeps at work.
I feel like he has done some stuff that we've missed.
Here's what I say to
Well, go back and check the tapes.
We don't tape it.
The secret tapes that you have that you don't have.
Listen, my skin is very thick. I throw the first pitch, everybody makes fun of me, I take it. You want to make fun of my teeth? I take it. But you went directly at my work ethic and my job, which is more important to me than anything. And you consciously went after it, and then you said you were willing to take the hit, and now you're not willing to take the hit.
No, I've always been willing to take my part of the hit. Yep. And by the way, I'd also like to point out that work ethic exactly is what angered me about a lot of the arguments that happened here, and you had no problem with that. So that is what I was saying about you.
Wait a second. You see, that's where you screw up.
But I don't.
Listen, you had a camera on the guy. You were part of a pact that you made with Gary. Accept it and leave it alone. No, you go. Around here, everybody makes fun of my work ethic.
He just made a comment that because I attacked his work ethic,
no, you
that's
didn't
why it
attack
hurts.
his work ethic. You took a tape and you taped a camera.
I didn't, by the way. But go ahead.
All right, but you guys, and you were part of this pact. You understand why he's upset.
Yeah, and I've said that.
Somebody
you
could criticize his work ethic all day, but then you had tape to back it up. That's what he's upset about.
Okay.
You understand?
No.
And you made a pact with him that camera would never be recorded, that you would never use it against him.
Unless he was on the air.
Right. So he's upset.
I get that part.
And when you start fucking saying it's Goodstein and this one, he knows that, but he just wants
Apparently
to...
he doesn't, because
no, he does know it. But you're so irritating because you can't just say, "Yep, I had something to do with this. I'm fucking wrong."
I've said from day one that I had something to do with this. I never denied saying that.
When you deny, you always say "but," and the "but" is what gets you in trouble. But it's everyone else, and but it's but. Just shut up and just say, "Yeah, I did this.
Yeah,
I did it. I accept my responsibility in this." You came to me with the tape with Doug Goodstein, and I said, "Okay."
Oh, Howard, come on. That's sort of disingenuous.
That's not disingenuous. That's exactly what happened. You
like
guys
he's
going to
be angry at you, the star of the show.
He is angry with me.
Oh, come on.
And he has every right to be.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I did the wrong thing.
I'm sure you got a scathing email.
No, I did the wrong thing. I went to Gary immediately. I said, I did the wrong thing. When I heard there was a tape of you sleeping, I made a judgment that you wouldn't care and that it was funny for the show and it was good. But
and
when
I
you
made
put
that same judgment.
That's right. So don't every time you say to Gary.
And Doug made that same judgment.
And Doug went in and said, I did the wrong thing. I'm sorry. He didn't say, it was really Scott DePace. It was really Howard.
All of us did the wrong thing.
You're the only one who can't man up.
No, that's
bullcrap. You're the only one, Scott.
I'm back in the control room. Gary didn't so much as look at Doug. He goes right to me.
No.
And that's misdirected.
I did go right to Scott because, once again, you came to me to ask my permission, and I had the conversation with you, so I felt that you and I had the pact. Whether Doug is part of it, and I realize he was now, it was about you and me.
And after I cleared it up...
It's not cleared up, because you should have stopped it, because you should have said,
whatever,
you know what, I fucking gave Gary my word.
All right, hey, Gary, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. No buts, that's it.
I got to tell you...
Now don't accept it, that's that.
The whole day yesterday, I kept thinking, I kept wondering where the term blockhead comes from.
Yeah,
and I thought of you, because talking to you is like talking to a block.
Oh, a big cinder block, is that it?
It is, like trying to explain something, like talking to a cinder block.
Do I have to take all this shit?
The only thing I would get less...
How he feels.
How I feel is that I'm not going to take all the blame for this. Why is that wrong?
You're not taking all the blame.
I am.
No, you're not.
I am.
Now you're into an area that is beyond what the original argument was.
You guys are the crazy ones.
This is how I would have handled it if I was you. I'll give you a life lesson. Gary, I made a pact with you. I broke it. I was wrong. I did the wrong thing.
Said that to him.
Not Howard, not Doug.
I did. Right in your office, right after the segment happened. Right in your office.
What's the PDD say right now, that PDT?
DePace sucks, probably.
It says blockhead.
DePace is a blockhead.
It says Scott's a cinder block.
you said some of those things, not all of those things, and then you went on to talk about how, again, it was everybody else's fault.
I wanted to clarify the situation.
Stop clarifying.
Which I wasn't able to do on the air because you guys were all attacking.
Stop clarifying.
Well, that's the guy I am. I'm not going to take the blame for someone else's
You're not
thing.
taking all the blame.
Yeah, I am.
Take blame for your part in it and be done.
And I've done that.
Stop whining about John Hine, Will.
Oh, that was more. That was more sort of a joke.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That's how you act.
It was.
And by the way,
why don't we just all agree to hate each other and then move on with the show?
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
In all of this going on and on and on, it should have been over the first day. I'd be mad. I'd already be done being mad. In all of this clarifying and reclarifying, here's some of the things I found out. They've been watching me on this camera all the time, even when they don't need it.
Not exactly true.
I find out that he would never do this to Will because he just likes Will better. So
not exactly true. No,
That's what you did say. I heard the tape.
See, again, what I said is that Will and I are closer friends. So I, as a friend, would put up more of a fight than I would for Gary. That's absolutely the truth.
You are so retarded. Why are you doing this?
I speak the truth.
You're
That's why.
A knife
a question was asked to me. I don't fucking care. A question was asked to me.
You're saying Gary doesn't matter to you?
No. I on a scale of 1 to 10, I put up a fight. I put up a fight, but not that.
Have you ever been in a deposition?
No.
You would be the worst. A lawyer would have to just say we lost the case.
It's like I speak truth serum. I tell the truth.
No,
I don't care.
You just keep going
deeper and deeper. He was a witness for the
prosecution.
The defendant would go free.
You know what you're like? In a deposition, they tell you answer yes or no.
Yeah.
You were like you had a question had nothing to do with Will, and all of a sudden now you're defending Will and saying Will's a better friend.
A direct question was asked to me on the wrap-up show. If it were Will, would you have defended him more?
And you say,
I said yes.
treat everyone equally.
Well, that's not truth.
It's
that's not the truth.
You would be kinder to Will than Gary?
Will is one of my closest friends here, yeah.
And so you got Will's back, but not Gary's.
I have both of their backs. I raised an argument with Doug,
stop talking.
but not as much. Is all I'm saying.
You got to stop talking.
I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and be a pussy and not fucking tell you the truth.
It's not the truth. You're going into areas you don't even have to go into.
I was asked a question.
Pussy.
I answered it. That's it.
Wow. I keep trying to dig you out of this hole, and I can't get you out.
Keep pulling sand back in.
It's impossible to help you. You're beyond help.
Have you ever heard of the term that, sometimes something need
Robin calls
not
me an idiot
be said if it's going to hurt people more? You didn't have to disclose that.
That's what I mean. You went
This
there.
is what, people are saying this to you because you're hurting
Howard
people.
has taught me that
No, I haven't taught you a thing.
Scott, you don't see that by giving that answer that you would back up Will before you back up Gary doesn't hurt your argument somewhat?
Absolutely.
Doesn't it show that you have a natural bias?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does that mean to you?
Everything
that means
he said practically
it's
says
the
he
truth.
has problems with Gary.
All right, listen to me. Listen to me.
And Gary would do the same. I guarantee
Say
you.
what?
If it were the opposite, Gary would defend, say, Jason before he would defend me.
No, Gary would have never broken his pact with you.
Oh, shit. God, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
Everybody breaks pacts around here.
Gary probably would have.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm wrong.
He would have been both. There's some great tape
And
of Scott in the face.
just like you would protect Robin before you would protect me. It's obvious.
Listen, if I make a pact with Robin or I make a pact with the lowest roach on the planet, I stick to it. That's one thing I do. Now, am I glad
Well,
I
what
saw
about-
the tape of
all
Gary
right.
sleeping?
So
I
ye-
have to admit I am.
So yesterday...
And you knew that he had a pact with others.
But
I
he
didn't
didn't
know.
have a pact with you.
Right, that's right.
Back in
but
his-
I'm still wrong.
That's
and I
right.
accept
Because
full responsibility.
You accepted the stolen goods, is what
I
you
did.
did.
I am wrong. I'm guilty as charged, and Gary has every right to be angry with me. I accept full responsibility.
Ditto.
When the tape was brought, no, don't
Ditto.
When the tape was brought to me, I did the wrong thing. That's it. I have no other statement. Not whether
Okay.
DePace or
Here's-
Goodstein or anyone.
Here's my statement.
All right, let's hear it now. After 5 days of this, let's hear your
Gary,
statement.
I apologize to you for breaking my word.
Right.
I also apologize to you for not defending you more when Doug wanted to bring the tape to Howard.
Here you go again. Forget Doug.
And then I apologize to you for agreeing to come in here and talk to
All right,
Howard
listen,
about
you're the
the
worst at this. Stop. Jason,
all.
put up
He can't help
Scott Sucks on the PDT.
See, now that's fine because you said it. You can put that on.
Gladly.
All right, look. I don't know what to do about any
I
of
don't
this.
know either.
Well, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. This has been going on for 5 days now. How many days is this going on, by the way?
Thursday.
Since Thursday of last week. So we've almost gone a week on this topic. Wow.
Gary is thin-skinned, right?
Gary is thin-skinned? See, you got to dig in on Gary.
He's always got to take a shot.
Yeah,
Gary is the thickest-skinned person around here.
absolutely.
He is. He's been called an ape.
The breath, the teeth.
The gums.
Oh, my God.
Hair.
The hair.
The masks he has to wear during the Sibian rides.
Yeah.
Techno Beaver.
Well, that's good.
This is almost longer than the 6-Day War, this entire thing.
Yeah. And what do we get out of
I mean,
it?
you think about the Jews and the Arabs can come to a conclusion quicker.
In 6 days, yeah.
Right. I think Gary's so upset he buzzed out of the whole conversation. Right, Gary?
Yeah, and now I got to listen to DePace in the hallway, laugh and snicker and talk to the camera, and it's just more fucking annoyance.
Is that what he's doing?
He's out there, he's like, hey, listen, I want to give my opinion. They can't think, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, it sickens me. It really does. It makes me fucking ill.
Right.
I was doing a stupid interview. What happened?
No, it's just Gary's saying like he just gave up because like now you're out in the hall laughing and giving your opinions.
There's nothing
into the camera.
sincere about you, is what he's saying.
Yeah, it's hard for him to sit and listen.
I was
to you.
laughing because Ronnie disturbed us in the middle of the interview. He said, why are you going to do it in the middle of the hall? He got all pissed off at that.
Why is he directing traffic out there?
Yeah,
I want you to be interviewed.
Yeah, exactly. He couldn't get by. Apparently, there was 3 of us.
He can't get by.
in a like a big turn in the hallway.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Sorry, Gary.
No, he's gone. He's had it with you.
Enough of your apology.
I mean, because Howard beat you publicly, I mean,
I've learned from my ways.
But again, Scott, you realize that nothing you said you really meant earlier. It's just that Howard embarrassed you on the air to saying it because you still have a couple. You still don't really believe what you said.
Gary, I've apologized to you 3 times. You haven't accepted it. So what more can I do?
Hey, Gary, how bad is this right now? Like, let's say, like on a scale of angry, I've never seen you this angry. On a scale of 1 to 10, are you a 10 right now at him?
11.
An 11. All right, let me ask you this.
I gotta tell you, last night my wife and I were talking. My wife was like, "You should go to fucking Human Resources. They're spying on you." Like, it's just, I really feel like they're fucking watching me.
Hey, Gary.
Dude, it was a camera that you left on. What am I to do?
Well, I didn't leave it on. I gave you permission.
But you knew it was there. It's not a hidden camera. That would be a human resources issue.
I got it. And listen, she's wrong, but she's as mad as I am. And
Hey, Gary, going to Human Resources is kind of girly.
Wouldn't say I would do that. I'm just saying.
I know, but I mean,
well, his wife was just speaking.
Human Resources set up because guys like pinch women's ass at work and make sexual comments. That's what that's for.
First of all,
or they put the camera in a ladies' room.
Right, yeah, right. Well, Mary's girly, so you can't blame her.
Mary's a girl.
Yeah, Mary's such a girl.
She should man up.
Man up. Grow a set of balls.
It's also a little girly to write letters to Howard after your wife sees the PDT.
That's true, too.
Look, hey, no, it's not. If I hear Jason doing a show that's not his show to do, then that pisses me off.
All right, hey, guys. Gary, I'm trying to understand the level of, like annoyance. Are you at the point that if you, like, had a party at your house and you invited everyone from the show, would you leave him out?
Absolutely, but he wouldn't come, which works perfectly.
Right, so you wouldn't invite him, though?
Absolutely not.
I'll tell you what, if you invited me, I would come.
All right, can I ask you something?
I'm not as mad at you as you are.
If you saw Scott DePace choking on something, would you deliver the Heimlich or would you tell him to go fuck himself?
I would deliver the Heimlich.
You would?
Oh, so he's not going to die.
Yeah, who wants his death on my fucking conscience?
All right, let me ask you this. If there was a death in Scott's family, would you go to the funeral?
Give me the relative.
I think only if it's Scott.
All right, his wife.
I like her.
Yeah, but would you go there to comfort him?
Scott's going to be there, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott is. He'll probably be playing golf.
Yeah, it depends.
You're going to give me a hug?
Those kids, they're all right. They're with their grandmother.
So I'm there crying. Are you going to hug me?
I'll shake your hand. I wouldn't hug you anyway. You wouldn't appreciate a hug. You think it's gay, so I'd shake your hand.
Let me ask you. Here's a question for you. If you have a party, is Doug Goodstein invited?
Probably.
Jesus.
And the other thing,
went wrong
I'll
here?
tell you the weirdest thing. So Scott and I go to the same garage. So yesterday I was like a little bit mad yesterday, and I saw him, and he's like, do you want me to walk on the other side of the street? And I sort of did want him to, but I was like, all right, I'll be, let me see if I can't get past this. But this morning when I drove in, I was like, if I see him, I'm just walking across the street. I won't walk to work with him.
Can I ask you one more time now? What changed from today to get? It was the Don Buchwald thing?
Yeah, bringing that up and basically, in essence, throwing it in my face.
I don't get that.
Like you did me some big favor by not talking about a private meeting you shouldn't have been watching anyway.
And I, by the way, I didn't watch it and couldn't hear it, so I don't know what.
I get it, but you tried to explain how you're a good guy because there's other things that you've seen that you haven't talked about. So look at what a good guy I am.
No, see again.
All that tells me is
I don't know
me.
I don't know how you got that from what I was.
Because I heard the tape. You did say that.
I was answering a question that Doug had pointed that he didn't know that there was such a deal. So anyway. And
So
Will
you
should have
would-
never
so
brought that
Gary-
up. Are you mad at Will for bringing it up? Because Will, in a sense, brought all that up, right?
I'm absolutely not mad at Will. You opened the door to all of this.
You're unbelievable.
No, you opened the door to all of this. And then the other thing, again, the whole thing about like, well, I would never do that to Will. He's my friend, which is basically saying you're not my friend.
That's stronger than how I put it. I said
it's the same
I defended.
conclusion.
I told Doug, let's not do it.
So why go to his wife's funeral then?
Because I like her.
Yeah, but
she's dead. She's dead. It's only about Scott.
What about my
Scott
funeral?
isn't around.
What about my funeral?
Would you go to Scott's funeral?
Oh, you couldn't tap dance on the coffin.
He'd be singing karaoke.
You would go to tap dance.
Wow. And you guys think this is all rational?
Yeah.
You're encouraging.
No. I get what he's saying. You don't really get it. You're just not seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Too dumb. You better
No,
take
it's
that
not dumb.
bet
It's
back.
an emotional thing. Like, you're very well guarded. Like you're like kind of defensive and you're not getting what he's saying. He's not listening to you to hear about what Doug did or what I did or what anyone else did.
You're not validating anything that he's saying.
Yeah,
Even saying he should be angry at Will.
Yeah, I mean,
is your friend.
You're always deflecting. That's
Will
your problem.
only told him something you guys were up to.
You don't know how to make a sincere apology. That's the other thing. Every apology
Gary
is done with a
just
smirk.
said that he was mad at me yesterday for bringing something else up.
Right.
And all I'm saying is that Will was the one who brought it up, not me.
Yes, but you verified it.
Well, oh, Jesus.
You said you used it against him. You know what you said? You went, that's right, I'm a good guy. You should see all the things I'm seeing that I don't bring to Howard.
It was like a veiled
it was, and Jason going, they have a whole clip reel. I've seen it, blah, 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 which it doesn't exist.
Right.
Jason's talking out his ass.
Well, I should chain you guys together for 24 hours and videotape it.
Like Tony Curtis and
somebody's cutting off an arm.
Gary, if you saw DePace being raped with a baseball bat.
That wouldn't happen, by the way.
Well, let's just say it was like...
If it's 12 guys holding you down.
12 guys holding you down. And like
he's so manly, he's incapable of being raped.
Right.
I know it would take more guys to rape me than it would you.
Oh, boy.
Jesus Christ, he's competitive.
Let's see. All right. Let's see who put them in a room.
That's the
and
ultimate
we'll see
game
how
show.
many guys it takes to get each of them raped.
You know how like oddly competitive he is? Like this has been brewing for a couple weeks. You know how oddly competitive he is? He walked up to me about 3 weeks ago and he just goes, bet you my credit score is better than yours.
It was a joke.
Oh, my God. What's the matter with you?
It's a joke.
Why
I am very
are you competing on credit
You just
score?
walked up to him out of the
because
blue?
he did a commercial for the credit score company or whatever, and I just said, I wonder, how's your credit score? And he said, perfect. And I go, oh, really? Well, mine's pretty good, too.
You said, I bet you mine is better than yours.
Yeah, because you said perfect.
I said my
All right,
credit
listen. This is ridiculous.
It is.
You compete with everyone around here.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm competitive. That's a good thing in life.
Well, you think it's a good thing.
About credit scores?
Makes you stronger.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
And how would you determine that? I mean, that
There's a
your
score.
credit score is better.
I was kind of joking, but there's a number
Because you
out
pay
there.
you don't have any outstanding debts. Yeah, and Gary's
But
the
they
same
give
way.
you a number,
Yeah.
and he's going to say, my number's better than your number.
How much you want to bet?
Not a lot, because I've...
How much you want to go toe to toe with the guy? How much you want to bet?
$5.
$5.
I don't. It was more of a joke.
Hey, Sal and Richard want to come in and see if they can get you into a rape position.
All right, go ahead.
No. Don't start.
I'll punch both of them out.
All right. Well, anyway. All right. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Gary.
Sorry, Gary.
No, Gary. I can't even see him now. Because you
Right,
fuckers...
we'll never know what he's thinking.
I can't believe that's the one thing, too, out of this. I
What?
said, make sure he doesn't kill the camera. You go, don't worry. And you let that happen.
Listen.
Oh, my.
I don't... Listen. This is ridiculous. I said, don't
He's a
worry.
sieve.
I can't predict Gary's response.
He's just a sieve.
How can I... Gary doesn't do whatever I say. He doesn't. He's got a
In
brain.
fact,
and
he kept screaming, you said you'd protect me. You said you'd protect me.
He did. Talk about going
How am I
back on
gonna
your
protect-
word.
When did I say I protect you? I said I take full responsibility.
No,
And I said it all along.
I said make sure he doesn't, and you go, don't worry.
Gary knows that he had a pact with you. I can't. How am I going to protect you from
told
that?
you that.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm a vampire. I'm going to erase that from his brain. How can I protect you? Protect you? What am I, the Godfather? I can't protect you. I'm a guy. I take full responsibility.
Yeah.
And if you felt really bad, you know what you should do?
Well, wait,
you
if
should
you-
accept punishment. Go wash Gary's feet.
Yeah.
And lick his bunion.
Lick those toes with the
Right.
fungus on them.
By the way, Scott has fungus toes too.
Oh, he does.
I do have one.
Ugh.
I don't know, you know.
Both of you. Disgusting.
Doesn't look that bad. It's actually all right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Scott.
Yes.
So, are you really sorry for what happened?
I'm sorry for breaking my word. That's it. But I'm not taking all the blame. I will not. I have too much. What's the word?
Pride.
Pride to do that. I'm not going to sit there and say yes, I was all to blame when my boss was the one who decided to use this, and he has decided not to insert himself into this. So, sorry. And my boss in there, Howard, also decided to use the tape. I'm not going with the argument that it's like giving crack to a crack addict. He decided to use it. He's got some responsibility there as well.
And it seemed to pain you to apologize to Gary.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't pain me to apologize to Gary for what I did. It pains me to apologize to Gary for what I didn't do.
All right.
Got that?
Yeah.
Does everyone finally get it? Lisa, you don't get it?
What didn't you do?
I didn't. It wasn't my decision to bring the tape to Howard. It wasn't my decision to tape what was going on. It wasn't my decision to show other people what was going on. All those were not my decisions. What my decision was after my boss decided to go in to Howard and tell him about it, I then decided to be on part of that team and simply tell, he just fucked me up. So then I decided, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with you? It's not me. So what I did do is decide to go into Howard and tell him that, look, you're going to use this and we're going to take the bullet for it because I had to deal with with Gary, and he's going to be pretty pissed. So please don't let him take our camera away. That was what I said.
Where are they right now with you and DEPACE?
They're nowhere.
He said he was sorry, but it didn't seem genuine.
It
right?
didn't seem genuine. So we're nowhere. You know, he works here and I work here, and we'll see each other. And you know, I mean, you know, we don't need to be. I always laugh because people say the same shit all the time. We don't need to be friends to work together, but we don't. I mean, we can easily not see each other every day for months at a time.
You guys never really had that good of a relationship, I guess. Where that's
no,
okay
I actually
with
thought
you?
we did. I thought we did. You know, he would come by, stop by. Sometimes he IMs me, cool gadgets he thinks are good. Sometimes he'd stop by and chat with me. We'd walk. You know, we walk to work together. You know, once or twice a week in the morning because we park at the same garage. No, I thought we had a really good relationship.
So that's pretty much all over.
I mean, I don't know. Never say never, but yeah, I find it hard. I really find it hard to look at him right now.
You know, why do you think it's so hard for him to just say, you know, you're right, I had, you know, even though he doesn't want to take full responsibility, for him to say, all right, I had some responsibility in this, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I can't explain him.
But if he were to just come out and apologize, you think you'd
I think at this
okay
point, I think at this point we're past that.
It's past
because
it, yeah.
I think at this point, if you haven't figured out after a week, I would think any apology that he would bring me would be forced. Like Sal's a perfect example. Like Sal does stupid shit, and then he goes home, and his entire family explains to him why he did something stupid, and then he comes in the next day and he apologizes, but he's not really sorry. He just knows that people told him he was wrong, so he must be wrong, but he still doesn't know he's wrong. And you know, it's sort of like if Scott doesn't, he'll never feel wrong, so he'll never really apologize. And you can't make a person feel a certain way.
Now, this camera in your office, what's with it now? A 2-minute timer?
It's got to be fixed so that when I push the button down, the light goes on, and it's got to go off after 2 minutes. And we've done that before. Like if I push the button down and they still want me on the camera, DEPACE can say to me in the speaker in the squawk box, "Hit your camera again," and I just hit the button again. Then you got it for another 2 minutes.
As easy as that.
Well, it will be easy. And you know what? I bet this will be fixed in. They started really working on it Monday or Tuesday, maybe even yesterday. I bet you this whole thing will be fixed in like 4 or 5 working days. And that, again, makes me angrier because, you know, it's been 4.5 years that he couldn't do it. And, again, he's like, well, the people at Sirius didn't want to get involved, but, you know, it's his job to press.
All right, so we're going to come back from vacation and have a new camera.
Probably.
Yeah.